Hello students, I am Dr. Sandeep Gaute. I welcome you all to my YouTube channel English Guru for All. Dear students, in today's video lesson, we are going to discuss topic number 4 from unit number 2 and the title is The Pulley. This is a poem. It was written by George Herbert. This is from the subject English of class 10th, medium English and board is Maharashtra State Board. Dear students, before starting actual discussion of the poem, please see these pictures shown here. This is the picture of George Herbert and these two pictures are very important. This is nothing but what? This is a pulley and this is also a pulley. What is the meaning of a pulley actually? This is a kind of mechanical device which is used to lift up the weight or something. So why this particular title is given to the poem we are going to discuss, and what is the context there also we will discuss. So let us start with the discussion of the poem The Pulley. 2.4 and the title is The Pulley. This is a poem written by George Herbert. Dear students, you need to understand first of all what is the meaning of pulley. ये जो यहाँ पे वर्ड आया है पुली, इसका मीनिंग क्या है? इट इज़ नथिंग बट अ मैकेनिकल डिवाइस. इसे हम हिंदी में चरखी कहते हैं, चरखी. एंड इट इज़ यूज टू लिफ्ट एन ऑब्जेक्ट. ऑब्जेक्ट पुल अप करने के लिए, उठाने के लिए इसका उपयोग होता है. नाउ व्हाई दिस पर्टिकुलर टाइटल इज गिवन टू दिस पोएम. ऐसा ये जो टाइटल पोएट ने क्यों दिया होगा? व्हाई द टाइटल इज लाइक दिस एंड हु इज द ऑथर? George Herbert. Who is the author? George Herbert. So he wrote this poem. Now we are going to understand, we are going to discuss why this particular title is given to the poem. So we can understand this one after reading the poem. Meanwhile, what is the connection of this particular pulley in relation to this poem? Before that, we are going to discuss warming up section. वार्मिंग अप सेक्शन हम पहले देखेंगे. सो एटलीस्ट वी कैन गेस समथिंग अबाउट दिस टाइटल द पुली. some guesses can be made with the help of this one. That is why warming up section is there. Now what is the first part given? Go through the following images and try to link them with our lives. So for example, storm hardships that we face in our life. Dear students, यहाँ पे क्या दिया है? Some pictures are given. So I'll scroll it down. So owl is given, rose, a tree, clouds, black clouds, bouquet. Then there is a stream, mountains and a rising sun. All these are images given there to one side, and next side the sorrowful moments, determination, strength, life, honor and hope, and last one is wisdom and beauty. So you have to correlate them as what is given in the example here. You can see here the example is what? Storm hardships. It means storm indicates hardships. In the same manner, we have to connect all these images to the given meanings. So most probable, what you think? So I am going to type directly because joining is a little bit difficult. So I cannot take the screen of the entire page. That is why it is a little bit difficult, but I am going to type to this side so at least you can understand. Now I typed all to this side. You can see how we can match this one, this particular, and what does this particular symbolize. For example, what is the first one? That is owl. It indicates what? Wisdom. Rose, it indicates beauty. Tree, it indicates what? Life. Then black clouds, sorrowful moments. Then bouquet, that is nothing but a bunch of flowers. It indicates what? Honor. Number 6, what is that? A stream, S-T-R-E-A-M it should be. It indicates what? Determination. Number 7, mountains. It indicates what? Strength. And what is the last one? A rising sun. It indicates hope. So in this way we can connect all these to a particular meaning. And you can go down and you can see this one, the pictures as well as all these options. Already I read all these options. मैंने सब options पढ़े हैं. तो इस प्रकार से आप क्या कर सकते हो, कनेक्ट कर सकते हो. रोज इंडिकेट्स व्हाट ब्यूटी, वी नो दैट वन, सो इजीली वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड दिस वन. But in certain context it may be changed, there may be certain different meanings can be there, but most probably we can understand whenever you are going to, sometimes, most of the time. Rose, it symbolizes what, beauty. Tree symbolizes what, life. Owl symbolizes what, wisdom. So this is the first section of warming up. Now we are going to see what is the next part. Now this is the next part. What is given there? Okay, I'm going to read it first. You may have often indulged in talking to yourself audibly. आप खुद से बात करते हो जोर से. That is called what? So that is you are going to indulge. So what is that? It may be possible, sometimes it is possible. So for example, oh dear, why didn't I get up sooner? So you are talking to yourself. Then let me finish this quickly and then I'll be free. What is the third one? How silly of me, why didn't I think of it before? Now such expressions are called dramatic monologues. So dear students, आपको ये कॉन्सेप्ट यहाँ पे समझना है. ड्रामेटिक मोनोलॉग किसे कहते हैं? खुद से ही बात करना, खुद से ही बात करना. Imagine and write monologues suitable in the following situations. Now what should we do? What is the activity given? Imagine, write monologues. What is given here? Such expressions are called dramatic monologues. Such expressions means what? Talking to yourself audibly. Okay, that is called dramatic monologue. Actually that is the just we are discussing the surface level meaning of dramatic monologue. जो simple meaning है वो हम यहाँ पे discuss कर रहे हैं. Basically there are so many, you can say, characteristics of dramatic monologues. So you have to imagine, आपको imagine करना है. You are talking the below situations, whatever is given. It is your birthday next week. So यहाँ पे ये जो your आया है, यहाँ पे हमें क्या करना है, खुद से बात कर रहे हो आप. ये दिखा के ये expressions को monologues में लिखना है. So I am going to write the example so you can understand how can we turn, how can we write all these sentences. Now what is given here? Let me take the text. Okay. Now what is the first one? It is your birthday next week. I am happy as my birthday is next week. You can say I am happy as my birthday is next week. Next week. So this is the change. What is the second one? You have been waiting long at the city bus stop. Oh my God, you can say. Oh my God. According to you can change according to the situation. It is possible. Oh my God. Or disgusting, you can say. Better to take disgusting here. Disgusting. Disgusting. I have been waiting long at the city bus stop. I have been waiting long at the city bus stop. So you can write in this well. So what is the next one? Your final exam results are to be declared tomorrow. In this case you can use oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. My final exam results, this is very important. My final exam results to be declared tomorrow. So in this way you can change this one. And what is the last one there? Your mother has been chatting for very long on telephone. It is not good. My mother has been, or directly you can replace your with my. My mother has been chatting for very long on the telephone. Now in this way you can make the changes and you can make all these sentences into monologues. So this you can understand that over here monologues means what? You are talking to yourself and even that is loudly. So this is the second part, second activity we completed under what? Warming up section. Now what is the last one? The last one is given there. The pulley is a mechanical device. What is the pulley? This is a mechanical device, and try and write down places where it can be used and for what purposes. Yes. Now you have to find out. Already I told you that. What is this one? What is the pulley? This is nothing but a mechanical device. So where can we use? So I am going to mention some of them over here. One is what? Elevators. Everybody knows what is the meaning of elevators, जिसे हम lift कहते हैं. Lift, elevators, to take lifts up and down, to take lifts up and down use करते हैं. What is the second? I am going to mention 2 or 3 over here only. Then wells or crane to lift up weight. Exercise machines can be there. Curtains are pulled. Cargo lift system is there also. So here you can write even that is of crane, C-R-A-N-E, crane. So where to lift up weight. So these are 2 examples I just mentioned over here. Some other are just like what? Wells. In wells, what? To lift up a bucket, there is and we can use what? The pulley over there. And then curtains are pulled with the help of pulley in theaters also. Theaters में हम जाते हैं तो ऊपर से जो pulley use करते हैं वो for what? To pull up the curtains. And sails on sailboats also. So many examples you can find where this mechanical device is used. Now dear students, what is given here? Here you can understand that in what way this particular device can be used. Now what can we guess from this warming up section? क्या guess कर सकते हैं? यहाँ पे first जो दिया है, whatever is the given over here, symbols are given there. Strength, honor, life, hope, wisdom, beauty, all these are associated with what? Human beings. And now we need to understand there is some connection of this pulley and all these qualities, attributes which are given over here. Then what is the next part here? Mechanical device that is pulling up something, जिसे हम कहते हैं the pulley, which is used उठाने के लिए और नीचे रखने के लिए उसका यूज होता है. So in that case we should understand that is it the pulley of the God? Yes, and we are going to discuss regarding this one. So in this way we discussed what? Warming up section, dear students. And now I am going to start with the actual poem, the pulley, and please listen to me carefully. Also watch the video till end. And let us start with the poem Pulley. Again the title, the pulley is the title. Already we discussed about this one. And who is the author? Author कौन है? George Herbert. So this is the name of the author. Now what is given there? This is the general information about George Herbert, as well as in these paragraphs, these 2 paragraphs we are going to discuss about what is the idea or central theme of this poem. Now George Herbert, he was born in 1593 and he died in 1633. He was a Welsh poet. I'll talk about this one. What does it mean, Welsh poet? He was a priest, जिसे हम पुजारी कहते हैं, by profession. He wrote religious poems with a lot of imagery and conceits. The poem exhibits a strange but two-way relationship between God and his worshippers. Okay, so we are going to discuss this part later on. First we are going to talk about these the information which is given about the poet here. So who was George Herbert? He was a Welsh poet. Welsh means what? Related to Wales. Actually the United Kingdom जो है, there are 4 parts. One is England, second Scotland, third Wales, and fourth one is what? Northern Ireland. And George Herbert was from Wales, W-A-L-E-S, Wales. So here you need to understand this. And the people from Wales, they are called what? Welsh, W-E-L-S-H. So you need to understand this one. Now ही वॉज अ प्रीस्ट, ऑलरेडी मैंने आपको कहा है प्रीस्ट मीन्स व्हाट, जिसे हम पुजारी कहते हैं, और इवन यू कैन से व्हाट पादरी हो देयर. सो he wrote about what this is a religious and metaphysical poem. Which one? The Puli is a religious and metaphysical poem. It centers on the Puli as a prime concept in the poem. ये जो दो वर्ड्स यहाँ पे religious poems, he wrote religious poems. Who wrote? George Herbert. And he used what? A lot of imagery. What is the meaning of imagery? Visually descriptive or figurative language in a literary work. You can visualize the things, and such images are used. And even George Herbert, so many images in his writings, and concepts also. What is the meaning of concept? An ingenious or fanciful comparison or metaphor, जिसे हम कहते हैं metaphor. The Puli is nothing but what? This is nothing but a concept. Some kind of comparison is given there. We are going to discuss that one when we are going to discuss this poem actually. Now, what is given in the poem? The poem exhibits a strange but two-way relationship between God and his worshippers. It is nothing but the word explanation of what? A strange but two-way relationship between God and his worshippers. Worshippers are nothing but human beings. Keep in mind. Now this is the two-way relationship between God and his worshippers. Though he has bestowed his worshipper with all his blessings, somewhere he holds them up with a pulley drawn to be grateful to him in all our endeavor. And that is why it is a two-way relationship. Now, what has God given? God ने हमें क्या दिया है? God has given this one, showered and bestowed means we got what we got from the God, that is blessings, his blessings. This H is capital here, look, this H, it indicates what? God. If there is H is capital in between the sentence, it indicates what? God. Even here, though he, H is capital, even it indicates God. So God gave so many blessings to human beings, and we have to, जिसे हम क्या कहते हैं? आशीर्वाद प्रदान करना, जिसे कहते हैं प्रदान करना, देना. So we got so many blessings from God, but the most important thing, God holds them up, means all the human beings, with the help of a pulley. Now you can understand. जैसे कि हम this is the mechanical device, but यहाँ पे जो use किया है, this is just as a concept. And that is what? There is some kind of pulley in the hands of God, and with the help of that, God can do what? God can pull up all to him, right? And to be grateful to him, yes. And what is the reason behind that? We must be thankful because God has given everything to us. हमें सब कुछ God ने अगर दिया है तो we should be what? We should be grateful. अगर हम नहीं रहते हैं, right? So God even question about, there is a question regarding this one. What question? भगवान को भी भरोसा नहीं था human beings पे, and that is why he kept what? One pulley, that is to you can say what? Lift up human or human beings towards him. Now why is it so? Definitely we are going to discuss that one. It is only because of the nature of human beings. हमें समझ लेना है ऐसा क्यों हो सकता है. George Herbert is trying to say something related to this one. But why? God gives so many precious gifts. Now see here. Precious gift to the devotee, but at the same time God also expects something in return. Yes. एक हाथ से दो, एक हाथ से लो. And God is saying what? God gave us so many precious gifts. We are going to discuss which are different gifts. But at the same time, you have to give something to God. And God expects. Expectation is what? This is common. And what does he expect? देखिए, जैसे हम expect करते देख. Every day we are expecting something from one another. एक दूसरे से हम क्या करते हैं? हमेशा expect करते रहते कुछ ना कुछ. In the same way, what does he expect? Why does he withhold? And what is the reason? That the pulley shows how God lifts man towards himself with the pulley of restlessness. Yes, and this is the crux of the poem. कौन सी pulley? क्या है pulley? What is that pulley? That is nothing but restlessness, dissatisfaction. अगर आप देखते हो, you can observe even, हम हमेशा कैसे रहते हैं? Dissatisfied. Dissatisfied all the time, we are dissatisfied. Restlessness. कुछ मिला थोड़ी देर के लिए हैप्पी हो जाए, नो आई नीड समथिंग मोर, एंड इट इंडिकेट्स व्हाट? डिससैटिस्फैक्शन, रेस्टलेसनेस. एंड यही जो है भगवान ने हमें दिया है, एंड गॉड हैज गिवन दिस वन टू अस. दिस इज द पुली. दैट रेस्टलेसनेस इज कॉल्ड व्हाट? द पुली ऑफ गॉड. What is distinctly metaphysical about the poem? That a religious notion is conveyed through a secular scientific image. Yes, actually secular scientific image, pulley. This is secular, not related to particular religion at all. And at the same time, the notion of religion, notion means concept, relationship between God and human beings. कैसी relationship होनी चाहिए? This is two way. Yes, God has given so many things to us, right? At the same time, God is trying to, or God shows what? God is trying to lift man towards himself. H is capital, HIMSELF. Himself means towards God, with the help of pulley of restlessness. Very nice poem, dear students. Try to understand. Now we are going to start actual discussion. This is what we discussed. What is the general idea of the poem? Now, when God at first made man, having a glass of blessings standing by, let us, said he, pour on him all we can, lay the world's riches which dispersed lie, contract into span. Now, dear students, what is given in the first paragraph, that is not a paragraph, that is a stanza. What is given in the stanza, you need to understand. So I read the stanza. Now this stanza is related to creation of human beings. When God at first made man, and we know that man is the supreme creation of God. Man is the supreme creation of God. So here we are going to talk about this one. Now what was there? God had a glass of blessings standing by. So there was a glass of blessings. What is the meaning of blessings? What we say already, I told you, giving something, good things. And let us say he. He said what? He means what? Here God. He indicates so here God. Pour on him all we can, whatever we can give. Pour means what? बहना, जिसे उगलना, देना जिसे हम कहते हैं. On him all we can. Him means, this him means what now? This him means what? Man. Try to understand. I am deliberately telling you this one. H is capital here. That is why it indicates God. And this HIM, him, this is what? Small. It indicates what? Human being. Okay, so you need to understand this one. So this is the condition. So God at first made man. At that time there was a glass of blessings, and God was saying to let us, said he, pour on him all we can. And the most important line is there, that is what? Let the world's riches which disperse lie, contract into span. This is a very important line. So you need to understand the meaning of this particular line over here. So I am going to tell the meaning of this one. Please try to understand. What are the meanings? What is the meaning of riches? Riches means what? Wealth, bounties, whatever wealth, bounties. Dispersed, scattered. Then contract into span. Contract means what? Collect together. And span means what? You can say period or time. You can say what? Period or time over there. Now already I told you what does it mean. Now यहाँ पे जो मीनिंग है, फिर से बोलता हूँ. लेट द वर्ल्ड्स रिचेस विच डिस्पर्स लाइक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इनटू स्पैन. वेल्थ बाउंटीज. रिचेस मीन्स व्हाट? वेल्थ बाउंटीज. जो थे सब क्या थे? वट एवर वेल्थ बाउंटीज वर देयर, दे वर स्कैटर्ड ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड. ओके, दैट इज गिवन हियर. डिस्पर्स लाई. बट बाय क्रिएटिंग मैन and the God, but what? collected all them into a small space, and that is nothing but human, or you can say man. जो कुछ डिस्पोज थे, जो कुछ वेल्थ बाउंटीज डिस्पोज थे, स्कैटर्ड थे, उस सब को एक साथ करके किसे दे दिया है? All are given to whom? Human beings. Means what? Man. I am using all the time human beings. Human beings, I mean to say what? Man. The supreme creation of God. So this is the meaning of the first stanza. Now what is in the second stanza? So strength first made a way. Now what is the first one that is given by the God? That is given by the God. That is the strength. Then beauty. Then what we got? Beauty. Then wisdom. Then honor, pleasure. So all these good things were given by God. And when almost all was out, everything was out, God made a stay. God made a stay. Now, okay, I have given everything to man, and God stopped, and okay, what is there then? And there is what? So there is some kind of doubt. Perceiving that alone of all his treasures rest in the bottom lay. Now what is left there? The most important treasure. The most important कौन सी चीज ऐसी थी जो रही थी वहां पे? Noticing, becoming conscious of. What is the meaning of perceiving? Notice करना, becoming conscious of. And the God understood there is now one most important thing, that is rest. R-E-S-T, rest, satisfaction. Satisfaction. And what is there? For if I should, said he. Now let me scroll it down. So okay. For if I should, said he, bestow this jewel also on my creature. My creature means over here man. God is talking about what over here? Man. On my creature, he would adore my gifts instead of me, and rest in nature, not the God of nature. So both should losers be. Now here you need to understand. Why did God stop? While giving what? Whether I should give rest to humans or not. And he said that okay, if I am going to bestow means already given that, give as a gift to. Jewel, precious valuable thing here. And what is that? Contentment. What is the meaning of contentment? That is satisfaction. अगर मैंने human beings को satisfaction दे दिया, what will happen? They are not going to. What will they do? He would adore my gifts instead of me. So they are going to love very much whatever I have given to them. So they will not have any kind of need. उन्हें मेरी जरूरत नहीं होगी. They are going to forget me even, and they will what? Rest in nature. They will be satisfied in nature. And what is the problem? They are going to forget God of nature. जो God of nature जो है, the God of nature, they are going to forget me. And in this way, both should losers be. Even there will be losers because they will be satisfied. There will be no use of this one then. And that is why what did the God do? That is, yet let him keep the rest, but keep them with repining restlessness. Now yet let him keep the rest, and the God did not bestow this jewel to human beings. And that is a repining restlessness, continuous anxiety due to dissatisfaction. देखिए ना, ये जो है ना dissatisfaction, everybody, we are dissatisfied. We are all the time. Let him be rich and weary. What is the meaning over here? Rich and weary. Paradox, very tired. एक जगह पे rich और second और next is what? Next, what is the next one? That is weary, very tired. That at last, if goodness led him not, yet weariness may toss him to my breast. Now, this is the winning line for God. What is that? Okay, if goodness lead him not means what? His goodness, whatever I have given to him, if he is not coming to me, fine, but at least his weariness means what? His dissatisfaction will bring him to me. And this is nothing but what? Pulley of restlessness, pulley of what? Dissatisfied attitude. And may toss him to my breast. What is toss? Proclose. It will bring human beings to close me. In this way we discussed this poem. Dear students, हमने यहाँ पे डिस्कस किया है. थोड़ा रिवाइज करता हूँ. What is given there? The Pulley by George Herbert is a religious poem. It is a metaphysical poem. And what is the central theme over here? That pulley as a prime conceit. Conceit means what? An ingenious or fanciful comparison, or you can say metaphor. It is a metaphor. What is that? Herbert wants to unveil the truth that why human beings are so restless and dissatisfied. So we are all the time what? Restless as well as dissatisfied. And just because of what? All the things we the human being want. But when God made this universe, this world, this entire universe, whatever blessings the God gave to us, at the same time God left one thing that God did not give human beings, and that is what? That is the rest. So one by one God gave them the like what? Beauty, wisdom, honor, pleasure and other blessings also. But God kept rest at the bottom of the glass, and he did not give that one to the human beings. So we can understand. क्या समझ में आता है हमें? क्या समझते हैं हम इसमें से? That is, Herbert gives two reasons behind human going to God. क्या reasons है God के तरफ जाने के? That is what? With the help of pulley of restlessness. That is, they will go to God out of the goodness, faith or divine emotions. Yes, and inborn loyalty for him. Goodness की वजह से जा सकते हैं. Faith. Yes, we have faith in God, and that is why we can go to God. Otherwise, what is the second reason? If they do not go to God out of the first cause, not because of goodness, then they will go to him when they are tired. देखिए यहाँ पे दो चीज़ें यहाँ पे दी. एक तो अगर अच्छे रहते हो आप कुछ, if you are good, you are good at it, then you can go to God. आप जाने वाले हो. नहीं तो weariness will take you to God. So these are the two reasons over there. So here you can understand that in this way the God has this particular pulley that is given, the pulley. This is very important. Dear students, here you need to understand a figure of speech also over there, which different figures of speech over there they are used there. Paradox, let him reach and weary. Metaphor is there, alliteration, repetition. You need to find out different examples in this particular poem also. So while writing the critical or while writing the appreciation of the poem, they will be useful for you. The most important part is there also. That is what? We need to think about the rhyme scheme over there in this poem. Which rhyme scheme is used? Now, how many stanzas are there? There are total 4 stanzas. Each stanza is made up of what? How many lines? 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here you need to understand. That is, man can. This is A and this is A also. By lie, this is B. Okay, A, B, A, B. And what is the last one again? A. So what is the rhyme scheme over here? A, B, A, B, A. So this is the rhyme scheme. So you need to understand also what is the rhyme scheme of this particular poem. So in this way, I try to make this poem easy for you all, and definitely in depth you can even find out so many things in this poem. But as far as this is prescribed in 10th standard, so you need to understand the meaning and words and also the central idea of the poem. डियर स्टूडेंट्स, आपको लाइन टू लाइन यहाँ पे हमने अभी डिस्कस किया है. डेफिनेटली इट विल बी यूजफुल फॉर यू फॉर योर अपकमिंग एग्जामिनेशंस. Thank you so much. I request you all to subscribe my channel, like and share the video, and please watch whatever is in your syllabus. It is given in the playlist that is created on my YouTube channel, 10th standard syllabus. Please go through that one, and all the links are given even in the description box. If you have any doubts, any problems, you can text me the message also. Thank you so much.